Alright, Reg here, and welcome to the third video in the series of tutorial videos for the Earthbound music editor. And the ending for the previous video got kind of rushed, so I wasn't able to really explain everything up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover that real quick, and I'm also going to cover these two things down here. So we're just going to go ahead and move on. Okay, as I was talking about the Dropbox, it's like, let's say I want to change, let's say 5 here to the first pattern. I'll switch it to 0. And basically that means once we get here, it plays, obviously, the first part of the song again. So if you want to change patterns around and all that, you can use the Dropbox. You can try this on, try looking at different songs, and you'll actually find hidden patterns in the Dropbox. Find parts of songs that were never used. Like, I know Threed has a part that was never used, so if you want to explore and find a whole bunch of secrets, you can go to different songs and just check the Dropbox and see what they do. Now these three options over here, add will add a new order. Like, this will add a new routine to the song. See, this normally had 13 routines in it, but we've added a 14th. And insert does the same thing. It does something with the ID numbers. It changes it around. It's not really any different from add, so I wouldn't worry about it. Using that, just use add, and obviously delete will delete the routine. Now it deletes the whole routine, so just be careful about that. So if you wanted to get rid of this, let's say you have 2 10s here. If you wanted to get rid of one of these, change it to something else first. Don't just press delete, or else it'll delete both routines. Now it didn't look like it showed it there, but now you see that was originally 11, but now it's 10. When you delete a routine, it deletes all the other routines and it changes the ID number, so just be very careful when you're doing that. So once again, I'm just going to go over it just for clarity. If I were to delete this 8, it deletes all the other 8s and it turns what was previously 9 into 8. So keep that in mind. Now he's moving on down here. Actually, we done mutilated the song. I'm going to go ahead and reset it. Alright, and we got selected again. And here we go, the song's back to normal. Going back down here, we have the global state. And this is basically just, these are like the settings for the song. Like the volume and the tempo and all the stuff that makes the song tick. The global state are settings that affect all the channels. So like your volume controls how loud it is, tempo controls how fast it is, transpose ups the pitch on every single instrument, and CA instrument, I'll talk about that later because I need to go in depth with that one. So we'll get to that when we're actually messing with songs. Channel state are settings specific to each individual channel. So in this channel, which is one of the 8-bit leads for the beginning of Pokemon's business, we have all the settings for it, like how loud it is, the panning, like whether it's coming out of the left or right speaker. When you want to play, you just want to have it coming out of both speakers, you can set it to A, and you can just shift it either to 0 to the left speaker, or all the way to 14 for the right speaker. And just something to keep in mind, you can set it in between and all that stuff. Transpose shifts the pitch just for that channel alone, so if you set transpose to 1 and you put a note for C2 in here, it'll play D2 instead. Vibrato, tremolo, all these settings I'm gonna go over later when we're actually working on the song. Note length, note style. The note length is basically just how long a note is. Like if it's an 8th, it's a 16th, it's all in hexadecimal. So let's say See right here, 2470. That's a note length and note style. I call them note control codes, like note settings. And the first byte, like I said, was the note length, how long it is, and the note style. These two numbers have different. They do different things. 7. This first number right here controls the cutoff for the note. If it's at 7, the note will keep playing until the next control code, like until either the rest or the next note. If you set it lower, it'll stop before it gets that note, and the lower the number is, the sooner it stops. And the second number is it's kind of like a volume control for the notes. So like if global state was volume and channel state was sub volume, this number right here would be sub volume, like super sub volume, and it just controls the volume for the notes that are playing. So if you don't want to change the volume for the channel, but you want to fine-tune the volume on your notes, you can do that. Fine-tune is it shifts the pitches on your notes excuse me. It shifts the pitch very slightly. So you'll just it's useful if you want to like really manage the pitch of a note that you're trying to get, but for the most part it's not really necessary. I mean, I don't ever use it. Anyways, moving on. Subroutine, I'm gonna cover this. Actually, no, I think I'll cover this now since we're already this far. You see these colored squares? I guess I could call these like routines. I mean, that's why they're called subroutines. They're routines in a routine. Like these are a repeated series of notes, kind of like a loop. So like as you can see here, when I select this, it also highlights this. That's because they're the exact same note. When I click on the track itself, and you look over here, let's say over here, this is at the end of the track, but you'll see a star, or asterisk, and 0,2. This is a special syntax for it. The first number is the ID of the subroutine. Like this subroutine is subroutine 0. So if you want to use subroutine 0, which is these series of notes, in another track, like let's say here, I just typed asterisk 0, comma, and 2. And what that will do is the second number will tell you how many times that subroutine will play. So if I want these series of notes to play twice, then I just put 2. If I want them to go for 4 times, I change that 2 to a 4. So see, now we have 4 rows, 4 squares. And you can use those subroutines anywhere you want, and that's basically it. They're really easy to use, they're fun, they're very good for drum sets, or if you just want to repeat a pattern a couple of times. Since we're reaching the end of my time limit for this video, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments, and I hope it's been enjoyable for you so far. So anyways, thank you, and have a nice day.